Hey, good morning. It's Saturday, April 24th. Thanks so much for being here. It's Saturdays. I love being outside when I can. So even though it's raining this morning, it's still a great day to be outside. Think about the things of God. And He's just a part of this too. My dad used to call days like this a great day for ducks. And it certainly is. And I wanted to get it out early before, because there's rain coming and probably some strong storms later today that are forecast for our area. So I wanted to talk about storms in spring and God's care. You see, spring is a time of, we get the really beautiful flowers, especially in this part of the country, and the blossoms of the trees, it's just green and fresh. But spring also brings storms. And we'll likely see some of those really heavy storms here today in this area. God is just as present and just as meaningful and just as loving and kind when we see the beautiful spring pastels, watercolors, this the stunning majesty of spring. He's just as present in the storms, whether it comes in a little gentle rain that's happening right now, or likely the stronger storms that are going to come later on today. God is a part of all those things. And what I want us to talk about this morning is how can we look at life, both the really beautiful parts of life, but also these intense storms of life, and still see the consistency of God. Part of it is understanding that safety is found not in avoiding storms, but knowing God in the middle of storms. Safety is found knowing God in the middle of storms. That's where my secure place is, knowing God. See, that's constant. I know God whether it's beautiful and peaceful outside. I know God whether it's drizzly and rainy like this. I know God, and I'm secure in God even if some of the strong storms come through my area today. I am secure because God is my refuge. God is my rock. Jesus warns us about this, or explains this to us at the end of the Sermon on the Mount, when he talks about the wise and the foolish builders. They both apparently built really nice, good houses. The problem is one built their house on a location that was not very secure. The foundation was not good. And the other built his house on a place that was rock solid, and he was secure. The same storms came to both. The same intensity, the same ferocity, the same wind, the same difficulties of life came to both. One house stood, the other house fell. Our lives are like that. If we gauge the faithfulness of God based upon the severity of the storm, we will be forever confused and forever bewildered and forever fearful. But if we gauge the faithfulness of God based upon his commitment to us in his word, based upon the commitment that he's made to Christ, made to us in Christ, then we are secure. Safety is not a matter of circumstance. Safety is a matter of knowing God. That is the ultimate circumstance. That's what you want to pass on to your children. It's what you want others to see. Because we cannot avoid these storms of life. You could move. I grew up in a place that was a really beautiful, wonderful climate. It's in Miami, Florida. And it's spectacular. And pleasant weather, even the storms we could handle. But when the hurricanes came, it's a totally different story. But God is just as much in control as the beautiful day on the beach as he is in the fiercest of the hurricane. Job tells us that the storms, the rain, the storms, the clouds of God, they come to bring blessing or they come to bring vengeance. They make us aware of God. So as we end this week, this Saturday, and as we think about the storms that are coming, This is typical of the storms that are becoming in my life and your life. We have more to come. That's reality. We can't avoid these things. But we can know Christ, we can run to him, and we can be secure. If you lose it every time there's a storm, whether weather storm or life storm, and have to recover from it, that does not lead a good foundation for your children. It leaves them with this up and downness of life. Rather, if we face the security of Christ and take that with us into the storms of life, then we will be secure. And we will leave a good legacy for our children. It's not that we're not safe. It's not that we don't build a place that's safe. That's what the guy did. He built a house that was in a secure location. It's not that we are rash and ignore storm warnings, but rather we are faithful to serve God. We know he's our God. We know he's there with us. And we know, as even the disciples found out, even the winds and the waves obey Jesus. And the storm clouds obey Christ. None of life is happenstance. None of life is a random shot in the dark. None of it is a pop-up storm that we can't avoid. It's all about our being able to be secure in the loving kindness of God. So really, as I said at the beginning, safety is not the absence of storms or avoiding storms. Safety is knowing your God and the power of his Son and the beauty of forgiveness in the midst of those storms. And that's the thought for this day. And again, I do pray that those who are facing these storms, they will be safe and that God will protect us. But more importantly, that we will know him and give him honor in the midst of the storms of life, because that's where safety is. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll get these videos sent to you immediately if you hit post notifications, turn them on. It's so great to be here, and look forward to talking to you tonight, Lord willing. Have a great day. Bye-bye.